How's it going? So welcome to today's Movement Revolution class. I'm going to focus on a few specifics today regarding spinal mobility, so back bending in particular, such as a toe touch. I want to be able to tolerate that movement nicely, and we're going to break that down into the different parts, primarily focusing on sciatic mobility, so how flexible and stretchy your sciatic nerve is and how good it's able to move, or how well it's able to move. So then, just look at my notes here, then we're going to go into supple spine sequence, do a little bit of strength involving kettlebell deadlifts, so grab a weight, a dumbbell there, kettlebell or dumbbell. We're going to do some kettlebell deadlifts, push-ups, RDLs and bent over rows, okay? Just a few sets of those to finish. So let's get cracking. I want you to check this now to see how your back is moving, okay? So we're going to start in standing position, good foot pressures, and reach down towards your toes and see how far down you get. Okay, so let's check to see how good your bend is. Feeling a pull up the back of the hamstrings, maybe some tension into the lower back, but not a pain, okay? So repeatedly check that. Alright, so just measure where you are today in that movement, and we will take note of that, okay? So that's your bending ability right now. Everyone's a bit different, so it might be below the knees, it might be at the knees if you're very stiff and tight. It could be the ankles, it could be palms to the floor. That's all different, everyone's different, okay? So what we want to do first and foremost is we want to differentiate if there's any other tightness in the sciatic. So we're going to just do a quick little check. Put your heel like this, with your leg dead straight, and with your two hands together, slide down your inside shin and see what that feels like, okay? Can you slide down there? No problem, all the way down without much restriction, and take note of how far down you go. Is it to kneecap, is it to mid-shin, or is it to the ankle or beyond? And then compare the other movement on the other side. So heel on the floor, toes back, sliding down. Okay, so just be wary of a cheat. So look at my back is totally flat throughout the whole movement, but if I just do it on this side for easy purpose, I might do it this way, twist my back to shorten the sciatic tension or the muscle tension on this side, and that would be a little cheat that you wouldn't even know what's happening, so it would look like that. Okay, so just be wary of keeping the back flat as you do it. Next thing, we're going to lie on our backs and we're going to do a straight leg raise, which is another sciatic test. Okay, so lie down. Okay, dead flat on the ground. Pull the toes back on this side and lift the leg up, and see how far you can lift the leg up. Okay, again, you might get to here, you might get to 45 degree, you might get to a little bit higher, you might get up straight, and you might get beyond. Okay, so just checking that range of movement. Please ensure that you don't feel any pain throughout the movement. If you do, just stop before, if the pain comes on here, just stop that a little bit before, all right? Because you are tethering or traction, pulling on the sciatic nerve, especially if you feel quite a sharp pain. So don't push through that. Check the movement on the other side, see does that feel as equally free, and get an idea of where your sciatic mobility is today. Okay, so I'm pretty comfortable today at a right angle. That's just where I'm at. Okay, and not regardless of where you are today, we want this to improve right now. And we're going to go on to our side position, and we're going to do a sciatic floss. So it's called nerve mobility, or neural flossing is the fancy term. So you're on your side like this. You can use a pillow by all means to support your head if you want to. Okay, you can have a foam roller or something between your knees. I just usually stack the fist like this. And when we do sideline flossing, you're going to kick the leg out straight, pulling the toes back, and stop at that position where you feel that strong pull. That's your outermost limit. Come back off that just a small fraction, okay? So then what you do is you go up and down like this, okay? So you test the range. See, that's my max. Come back off it a small bit, and I do this movement up and down, where I'm pulling my toes back and my head goes back, pointing down, chin down, and repeating this action up and down 20 times is the magic number, okay? 20 repetitions up and down. If you have a dodgy neck, please support your neck with your hand, put a pillow between your knees so your neck isn't working excessively hard. If not, let's work the neck as well. So I'm not the best at counting, but I'll go for another 5. 2, 1, okay, so that's that side. I'm going to scoot on over to the other side. Same setup, stack the fists between the knees or put a wedge or pillow between the knees or whatever you want. Pull the toes back, straighten out, test your range, feel that pull but without a pinching or being painful, and you work away doing your 20 reps on this side. 6, 7, nice and steady, 8, 9, 10, keep working, smooth moving, pulling toes back, head down, toes down. That's 15. Couple more. Okay, so that's 1 round each side. Now I would always advocate 2 rounds of that before we retest anything else. So let's go again. Test the range again. It should be freer. And we'll go again this time. Another round of 20, working out into the range if you've managed to free it up. If it feels a bit looser. That's about right. And swap the side. Test the range again on this side, all the way out. Okay, just feeling a little bit of tension here. I'm comfortable with that. Chin down, toes down. Head back, toes back. And up and down we go again. Nice and rhythmical. That's that. Get that movement fluid, free, without feeling a tingling or a zinging sensation, which would indicate nerve stretch. Don't go there for the moment, okay? Let's earn the side of caution with that. Again, I've lost count. And that'll do it, okay? So now we're going to go lie on our backs again, and we're going to retest the range and see if there's any miraculous or short-term improvement, which we'd often expect to have some degree of improvement. And I can go beyond 90 straight away, a little bit freer than I was at the start, okay? And a little bit tighter on the left side. But check that yourself to see does that make an improvement for you. It definitely feels freer. Okay, and then we're going to stand up and check the bend to see how much freer that feels. And that feels a lot freer. Alright, feels a huge amount freer. So you could do sciatic mobility a couple of times a day, provided it's pain-free, no zinging, no pulling. That's the most important part. Okay, so that's the first little nugget of information on today's session. And now we're going to go into the supple spine. So down on all fours, please. And exhale, arch up. Inhale, hollow down. Really pushing through the palms. And arching up the back, looking forward ahead of you. Really pushing that mid back up towards the ceiling. And now we're going to change the position, so shift your weight forwards or backwards. Okay, either or. And let's do a couple more of those. And you feel different degrees of stretch in different parts of your back. Okay. Really tuck that tailbone under. Really bring that chin to the chest to make everything go around the long way on the back. forward now for the last few, and just recheck those up here in that position. That feels good for me, whereas I find much more value mobilizing down here in this position for me. You figure it out for yourself, okay? Back into all fours, we're going to go into bird dogs, elbow to knee, straight out in front, keep it nice and straight. Exhale as you lift the hand and the leg, slowly back down, touching the elbow off the knee or in that general direction. One more. And swap this up. Elbow to knee, straight out in front. One more. Good enough. Okay. Next thing we want to do is we're going to drop down into child's pose, so leaving your hands out here. Slight different child's pose with arms up in front, dropping down. Taking a few long, slow, steady breaths into the tummy. And from here now, please look left, look right. Look left, look right. Repeat a few more times each side. Lovely. Up we come. Now this next exercise is quite challenging. It's a reverse Nordic. So you're going to put your toes up like this, squeeze the glutes, and lean backwards. Okay, so it's a big, big stretch through the front quads. The mistake or the error here is to let yourself sink like this and let the belly bow forward. Tighten up your glutes, tighten your lower tummy, and lean backwards. So you're all dead straight through the system here. Alrighty, massive, massive stretch low through the quads. Okay, if you have low back issue, only go back a little bit. Okay. So there'll be a lot of different things going on here. If you've got cranky toes, it won't like this too much. You could put a foam roller underneath your feet, underneath your ankles, or fill up this space with cushions. But you work your way back. I'm making sure I've got good tension on my glutes, a bit of tension on my tongue as I lean backwards, and my quads are taking that stretch. And back up, okay? So that's a tough one for a lot of people, especially when you're new to it. And we drop down into child's pose one more time, okay? Just take a breather from that stressful position. Long, slow inhalation, right into the tummy. Feeling your tummy press into your quads at the front. Exhale all the way out. All the way in. And all the way out. Lovely stuff. Back up onto all fours. Now we're going to step that right leg forward. Okay, we're going to get ready to limber up the hips. Back we go into all fours and step the left leg forward. Okay. Now you might want to assist that leg around if things are a bit stiff. But what we do want to see is we want to be able to hold that position here. You might want to come up a little bit. Okay. You might want to make a bit of space or push that knee to the side, open up the hip and groin area, and do any combination of an upright position or dropping the elbow down towards your foot on that side. Whatever you want to do, okay? I like to mix it up. Back onto all fours. Step with the left. Okay, this feels different for me. So you're working through it for yourself. So I'm going to play around with this one for a while, dropping the elbow down. See what that feels like. I can feel a good pull up in my groin there, whereas this one isn't too bad today. I'm happy with that, so I'm going to focus on this. I feel I need a little bit more, I'll get a bit more value out of this movement today, working into that restriction. Okay, swap the leg back onto the right side, whereas this movement feels very good on my right. This feels pretty good too. So I'm good on the right today, but I'm getting a little bit tighter on the left. Working down into it. And you can hear me deliberately breathing out into the stretch. That long, slow exhalation taps into the parasympathetic nervous system to tell your brain it's okay, that it's okay to push into the stretch. Okay, so just let's do a few of those a bit more dynamically. Free up that movement. One more time either side. And finally, my left elbow is touching the floor just about. Happy out with that. We're back onto all fours and we're going to drop down and open up. T-spine rotations, otherwise known as threading the needle and reaching underneath all the way. Open up to the ceiling. Okay, try not to deviate your body side to side too much as you do it. Other hand down, dead straight, reaching underneath, and open up. Keep working it, open up, 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 reach underneath. More. Definitely working it hard on that side as well. Okay, we're back onto all fours and we'll go through another round of bird dogs. So side. So starting off, we're going to do the magic 10s on each side or thereabouts. We can build up over time, obviously. Okay, happy days. So we're pretty good there now on the supple spine. We're just going to finish off with one last movement in that flow, and that's the spinal wave, which is arching up, dropping your bum back onto your heels, flattening your back and coming forward. So you're getting this nice fluid wave-like motion. So push up through the back, keep the back flexed. The minute your bum goes towards your heels, flatten out, staying low as you come forwards, arching up and repeating that movement. So let's go for it. Nice and fluid, nice and steady. Just get a little bit of familiarity in that movement to get the coordination right, and then to challenge yourself that bit more. You want to come back up over the front by a good shout to really challenge the forearms and shoulder strength. Alright, child's pose. And in child's pose now, what we're going to do, we're going to twist. Keeping your hands firmly pressed down into the mat. Twist, look up to the ceiling. Try to twist that body. Swap on the other side. And twist again. So the hands are staying down. You're getting that little torso twist going on, getting the chest around the corner. And we go to the other side. Alright. Working inside the side if you want. You can do shorter holds and end range, get more end range stretches. This is a longer stretch if you do it for a few breaths. You might feel that stretching in around your tummy, under the rib cage. That's your diaphragm, okay? Because you're in a twisted position, you're getting yourself to breathe in. You feel that stretch in those funny locations. That's your diaphragm attachments in around the rib cage. That's if it's deep in. If it's a bit more superficial, that's different stuff, okay? So that's good enough for that. So that's our supple spine sequence. And we're going to do a little quick strength hit using, as I call them, a weapon of choice. So pick a dumbbell or kettlebell there up so you've got some resistance. If you're only getting back into the swinging things, just do body weight for the moment. And let's do kettlebell deadlift. We're going to do 12 repetitions, 2 sets of each one of these. So we're going to do a kettlebell deadlift. So it's going to look like this, or a dumbbell deadlift. Down and up. That's your deadlift. We're going to do 12 of those, and then we're going to do push-ups. So your push-ups are either going to be full lever or modified through the knees. Okay? Right, so ready to go. Heavy weight. Deadlift. Good foot pressures. Let's do 12. 3, 4. Keep your arms straight. It's halfway there now. 7, 8. Control your lower. 9, 10, 11, 12. Up that down. Push-ups are next. Get to position, nice and strong through the tummy. Off we go. Lower and up. Keep the midsection tight. Don't let it drop down. 5, halfway. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so that's one set of those. We're going to do exactly the same sequence again. Get yourself ready to go. 3, 2, 1. Lower down with control and back up. Keeping that back flat. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2 to go. 12. Down to our push-ups. Remember now, don't let that tummy sag down. Keep the form good, and if you're failing at, it's okay to start here in the long lever first and then finish off here. But let's keep good form through the tummy. Off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, halfway. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Happy days. So the next duet are going to be RDL and dumbbell row, okay? So the RDL is grab your kettlebell or dumbbell again and you hinge this way So you can see I've deliberately got a mini knee bend, dropping down, back up again. Dropping down, back up again. That's our RDL. And our bent over row is 2. That side, and we do that side. So from the front, it looks like this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So RDLs are first, 12 repetitions, bent over row. We'll do 6 on the right, 6 on the left, and that's it. Okay? So get the weight into your hands in 3, 2, 1. Tiny bend in the knee, flat back, down we go. 3. Feel the hamstring stretch, but make sure you keep that back flat. Good foot pressures are very important. If you feel your weights through your heels, try and shunt your weight a little bit to the midfoot, and you'll feel that up the hamstrings a bit more. 2 reps, I'd say. I'd say that's about 12. That's too busy talking. Bent over row. Get in position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Swap the side. I'm going to go from the front this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. That's the first set of those. And we'll do one more. So you feel a little bit of puff going on here. Things are working. That's what you want. Okay. Back onto it again. RDLs. Pick up your weight. And down we go. Remember all the things. Tiny bend in the knee. Flat back. Arms stay completely hanging there. 4, 5. Nice and controlled. 6 halfway. 8. Alrighty. Bent over row, sorry, yeah. 6 on the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Swap the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so that's our little strength hit, nothing too complicated, and we'll build up over time, okay? So now, we've touched on our sciatic work, improving reflection, we've done some spine mobility stuff. You could probably learn a lot from doing that reverse Nordic, so just practice that. And the strength work is always invaluable for muscle mass retention. Yeah, there's definitely tissue stress in a good way, builds robustness as well as bone loading. Okay, but we can talk about more about that in future classes. So that concludes today's session. We hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one.